Hello, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Smartphones and Cell Phones blog. I just spent a couple days playing with a new device, as you can see here in the packaging. It's the Pharos Traveler 137. Pharos was actually the first Bluetooth GPS that I ever owned, and they now focus on Windows Mobile Pocket PCs with GPS integration, both phone and non-phone devices, kind of the corporate environment for people who need a GPS unit. It comes in actually very attractive packaging. As you can see here, it's there's all the specs on the back, the package contents, and then very sturdy, rock solid box that it comes in. It's got a little magnet to hold the flap down. You flip it up, you see there's a CD. The Pharos is in there. There's a charger, headset, AC adapter, quick start guide, that kind of thing. That all goes as part of the packaging, which is attractive. And here's the device itself. It is a full touchscreen device with quite a large 3.5-inch display, WVGA 480 by 800, so quite high resolution. Has 256 RAM, 512 ROM, a 528 megahertz processor. Then it has all the usual stuff, right? GPS, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, that kind of thing. But what makes this a bit unique is this is the first Windows Mobile device that is available to purchase. I believe this is $5.99 or cheaper on other sites, up to, I think, down to as low as $5.25. This is the first one that supports T-Mobile USA's 3G network, which runs on the 1700 megahertz frequency. However, it does not work on the 850 band, which AT&T uses for their 3G. So if you're on AT&T and you buy this, you won't get I don't think you'll get the 3G support. Whereas with T-Mobile, this is the first Windows Mobile device, and if you're a Windows Mobile fan, this is probably the one to get for you. Let's take a walk around the device itself. So there's the display on the front, and actually has a front-facing VGA, or low-res 0.3 megapixel camera, which is for conference calling, which is a bit unusual in the US because it's not really supported here. Maybe they know something we don't about T-Mobile. On the lower part, below the display, there's the home and end button right here, and then next to that is the OK button. Over here we have the start menu and the send or end. And then, as you can see here, it's a little pearl trackball. You can see in the middle, sender presses action and then it moves it around. It doesn't quite function as well as it does on the BlackBerry, but we'll take a look at that in a minute. So over on the right side, we've got a camera button, we've got volume buttons there, we've got a stylus up top. It's a telescoping stylus, not particularly large, but it is metal, so that's kind of nice. Up on the top, a little bit farther, we've got the power button. Then down on the other side, we've got a mini USB port. Looks a little strange. It's the same port that's used for the headset, unfortunately. But a standard mini USB will be used for syncing and charging. On the back, we've got a battery cover that lifts off, reveals a 1380 milliampere battery with a SIM card and a micro SD slot. The battery does have to be removed to get to those. And on the back, it's a soft touch material. And we also see the 3 megapixel camera and the speaker. There's no flash, pretty basic camera. So back on the front, we turn on the device. What you're going to see looks familiar if you're familiar with SBB Software House, because this is a SBB Mobile Shell, I believe it's called, or SBB, oh man, I don't even remember now. As we can see, SBB menu, home. Let me see if I can figure that out. So when you first start it up, what you're going to see, if you're familiar with SBB Software House, is the SBB Home application, I believe it's called now. And as you can see here, the whole interface is optimized for that. We press this button here, we see it turns into kind of a cube interface, right, where we can switch to different screens. There's a mobile home, launcher, mobile menu, call log, favorite contacts, SBB contacts, contacts carousel, weather. For example, here's the weather. and quite a few. I mean, there's some major customizations that you can do. There's options on just about every screen as we go through these different. There's multiple layouts, multiple screens. You can have any one of these as your shortcuts to launch things. It's highly customizable, and this device is quite loaded with this SPB Home to really make it a pretty nice Windows Mobile device. I also loaded Opera Mobile on there. It doesn't come loaded by default. Internet Explorer is. Opera Mobile runs just fine. If we tap on programs the old-fashioned way, you can see it's a camera application. One kind of unique thing is there's an FM radio on this device. It's not available in a lot of Windows Mobile devices. And then, as you can see, there's Live Search, Windows Live Messenger, Remote Desktop, all the other traditional Windows Mobile things. Primary focus of this device is navigation, so it comes with their Smart Navigator software. Comes loaded with all the maps for the United States on a 2 GB micro SD card, and so you don't have to download anything. You can do it all offline if you'd like to. And you can buy a mapping plan, but I'll cancel that right now. So it automatically goes to a night view here, and I don't know if I have auto screen rotation on. I don't have auto on. You can turn that on as well, or you can tap this little icon down at the bottom that should flip you between landscape and portrait modes depending on how you want to do your navigation. So this is their Smart Navigator program. I don't know if it'll get the signal inside my house. The signal acquisition has been okay. I've seen it much faster on other mobile devices. I had expected actually to be faster than it has been on a device optimized for navigation. So going through their software, it's very optimized for finger navigation with big buttons. As you can see, there's traffic support, maps. Follow Me is a way to share your destination with friends and family. If we go to View, you can see there's 2D, 3D. Go to More, there's a bunch of different parts of that as well. For routing, fastest, shortest, no highway. Go More, you can see some other ones. Pedestrian, Advanced, Auto Reroute. GPS, you can see internet info, checking all those. Tools, this is where you would customize some of the settings that you have. Color schemes, voice language, units, the display, how it's going to display and that kind of thing. So it's quite functional software. As I said, this just seems a little bit like it could be faster on acquisition of the signal. The display looks beautiful at 800 by 480. It is a Windows Mobile device, and the more and more I use these capacitive displays with real fast operating systems, I'm getting a little discouraged. However, there's quite a bit of functionality and customization that, of course, can be done with the Windows Mobile device. X button is a utility they include to turn it into ability to close things off. And then, of course, connections. And as you can see, oh, that's very interesting. I'm in Tacoma, and they weren't supposed to roll out 3G in Tacoma yet. But as I can see right there, I see an H for an HSDPA signal. I'm going to have to check with my T-Mobile G1 to see if I'm now getting HSDPA at my house, because before it was just Edge. And maybe this device is picking up even more than what my G1 does. Like I said, if you're a Windows Mobile fan and you're on T-Mobile, this is one to consider because it does offer 3G on T-Mobile and give you the full Windows Mobile customization. I don't know if it's going to be upgradable to SPB Mobile Shell, excuse me, sorry. I think I called it SPB Home. I don't know if they're going to offer an upgrade to Windows Mobile 6.5 or not. That has not been stated anywhere. This device with the Mobile Shell software really gives you a look and feel of 6.5 with all the custom icons, and as you can see there's widgets support even, calendar options. There's quite a bit of support in SPB Mobile Shell for you to turn your device into almost a Windows Mobile 6.5 device. Highly customizable. Some pretty cool screens. Let me see. I don't know if I have one up from a recent call that I made. Don't want to show you my private calls. But they have a really nice screen, and I don't see it. But when you dial a dialer, and it all appears here, and you can easily tap messages, text messages, phone calls, some really cool stuff with mobile shell, and it's pretty impressive. Now that can actually go on any Windows mobile device. So that's a quick look at the first impressions of the Pharos Traveler 137 with support for T-Mobile's 3G network on a Windows mobile device. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the trackball as well. And as you can see, I was expecting maybe cursor control options or something. It really, I can't even tell what it's selecting here. I haven't found a whole lot of uses for the trackball. If I go to the Start menu, you can see it actually does move up and down. It's not quite as sensitive as a BlackBerry one that I'm used to. I'm not sold on the functionality of the trackball itself. I think I would rather just stick with a traditional directional pad. But pretty full spec'd out device, and available as a SIM unlock device for just over $500 with no contract or anything. Why it is high? It is a SIM unlock, no contract type device. So something to consider. The Traveler 137 from Pharos.